Hello, and thanks for joining us. I'm Adam Hillhouse, and I'm joined today by Dena Wyatt. Dena is she founded her firm Marketing Evolutions in 2004, and her purpose was to help firms create a stronger sales message and increase their win rates. She has experience with small family-owned firms all the way up to large national and international companies, and she has worked exclusively in the AEC industry since 1994. Dena, I want to thank you for joining me today.
Absolutely. Glad to be here.
Great. Well, your bio for this fall's conference states that you, as I said, help firms create a stronger sales message and increase their win rates. And that sounds like something we can all use these days. Can you briefly outline your company, the work that you do, and how you help to achieve that goal?
Absolutely. Our company, Marketing Evolutions, focuses primarily on the sales process. So we really look at that sort of the end game of a sales process, primarily RFPs and interviews. And we look at helping firms create a stronger message and better connect with their audience. So ultimately, the goal of that is to win more work.
Absolutely. Your upcoming session for the fall's conference is entitled Unspoken Requirements of an RFP, Understanding What the Client is Really Looking For. Can you give us a quick outline of what our listeners can expect?
Sure. This really came about by some research work we've been doing. We've talked to hundreds, literally hundreds of clients over the years on debriefs and looking at them of how they select firms, what they look for, what makes a difference. And so from this, we've learned a lot from talking to these clients. We thought, let's put this into a workshop and help firms increase and better and improve their RFPs. And when we say RFPs, we use that sort of loosely. We've talked to government clients, private clients. So whether it's an SOQ, an RFQ, an RFP, any sort of decision-making, quality-based document that you give a client, we're going to wrap all this together. So from talking to all of those clients, we've really gotten a great insight of what they look for from your firms, how they grade and score these. And from that, we've put together a great workshop, and we look at literally every section of the RFP, from maybe the cover letter to experience to resumes to your project histories. And we look at what we can do better, different, and tweak those, again, helping firms improve their hit rate and win more work from that.
Well, that sounds like a very important aspect of what we do. What sort of market opportunities can architects hope to tap into through the RFP process? Are they strictly institutional projects or government projects?
You know, RFPs have really come about in all sectors of work. Small private clients, say like a church project, will issue an RFP. Obviously, your bigger projects have a very formal process for decision making. But this class is also geared towards the smaller individual architect that might be just submitting like a letter of interest or a small proposal for a house remodel. So we tried to take that formal RFP and break it down and make it into something that anyone might submit on, or look at ways to improve whatever your firm is doing to secure work or in that formal sort of selection process.
If there was one thing that you would hope people would gain and take away from your session, can you briefly give us a synopsis of what that would be?
I would say to not do things if you've always done them before, but to be open to new challenges, look at things differently, and really look at how you can make it better and make it easier to prepare an RFP, but not going back to that old boilerplate or what you've done in the past. Take a new look at things.
So you actually suggest having more of a tailored approach instead of the canned response to RFPs. You find that to be a bit more of a better success rate?
Absolutely. It's all about connecting with your audience, finding out what they need, and then giving them that information. And rarely does our boilerplate information do that for us.
Right. One thing I heard earlier on was that if you hear about a project through an RFP, you're already too late. I think the meaning of being that architectural commissions are based more on personal relationships. Can you comment on this line of thinking?
Well, that's always the old thing, is you never submit blindly. The relationship is very important. But the rules have changed today, and with the competitiveness of the market, and just the economy overall and how competitive it is, I still say don't go after if you haven't ever heard of it, but there are some exceptions to that rule. And two of those things is to look at it, though. And I know a lot of firms are having challenges with looking at their go, no-go decisions and when to submit and when not to submit. My rule of thumb is to look at two main criteria. One is the project experience that you and your firm has, and then secondly is the team that's available. And if you have fabulous experience that is exactly like the project you're pursuing, and you have a great team who's done that type of work and they're available, then absolutely, it makes a lot more sense to go after it. But if you don't have a huge portfolio of the work, you might not have the best team. If there's too many things that you're trying to fit, cram a round peg into a square hole, then it's always best to take that realistic look at things and say, we're better off passing it. You're better off spending that time developing relationships on projects that are coming down the path. And that is definitely the best way for success.
Well, it sounds like some great advice, and I really look forward to your session at this fall's conference. Is there any final thoughts that you'd like to share with our listeners today?
I always tell people to do your best, always be up for the challenge, and go out there and get them. Never give up.
Great. Good advice. Good advice. Well, Dena, I appreciate your spending some time with us today, and I look forward to meeting you at this fall's conference. And thanks again, and you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Absolutely. Thanks, you too. I look forward to seeing everyone there.
Great. Bye-bye.
Bye.